Well, it was a most unfortunate statement for the Human Rights Institute to issue, and it actually reflected very badly on the International Bar Association itself. It read like a political tirade rather than a legitimate legal commentary. And what was worse is that it was actually shot through with untruths and mistakes. For example, in one part of the statement, it claimed that thousands of people had been detained in Hong Kong, opposition figures, journalists, activists, under the national security laws, which was frankly untrue. The figures show that in the first 5 years of Hong Kong's national security laws, 185 people were prosecuted and five companies. So this is a regular myth that one sees in political circles in the West and in some journals, alleging that thousands and thousands of people have been locked up, which of course is completely untrue. And they also claimed that Jimmy Lai's prosecution was politically motivated. And of course, they had no evidence of that. And if there had been any evidence of that, then Mr. Lai's legal team at his trial would have placed it before the trial judges. But of course, they did not do so because they had no such evidence. It simply did not exist. This was simply a myth created by, in the West by particular newspapers and particular politicians. It was also claimed that Lai should now be immediately released, which of course, as lawyers, they must know is legally impossible. He's currently serving his sentence of 5 years, 9 years imprisonment, so it's 5 years, 9 months imprisonment for fraud, 2 offences of fraud, of which he was convicted in 2022. And he's also awaiting sentence in the national security trial. So it's legally impossible for him to be suddenly released, as these people were seeking. And it was also said as well that Jimmy Lai's conviction was a blow to the rule of law. And of course, it was nothing of the sort. He had a fairly conducted trial. He enjoyed all the privileges which are available to defendants in common law jurisdictions. And he was only convicted after the judges were satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty of the charges he faced. And what this case does is affirm the rule of law. It shows that people, even if they're very rich, even if they're very powerful, even if they have influence in other parts of the world, will be held to account if they commit criminal offences. So far from being a blow to the rule of law, it is an affirmation of the rule of law and shows that everybody is equal before the law.